No matter what we do, no matter what we build, we're not going to save it. So the problem is, or the question becomes, then how do we join it? Like Rahab, how do we be a part of what God's doing, since obviously we can't do it ourselves? And the answer is, and it comes down to, is faith, but faith in who? Jesus. So for those who've been uncomfortable for the last 10 minutes, yes, this all leads back to Jesus. So the question then is, why even talk about Rahab? Well, there's a book called Hebrews. It's in the last part of our New Testament. And in chapter 11, guess who's named as a champion of faith for God in his story? Rahab. She gets remembered by God's people for what she did in that faith. But that's not the only place she's remembered. Anybody know the other location? Matthew chapter 1. When Matthew shares the story, the genealogy of Jesus, guess who gets named in Jesus' family? Rahab. She is the great mother of Jesus. The point I'm bringing up here is how God used her, worked through her, that a red vine, rope, thread leads us to who Jesus is. So now if you have the app with you, you can see I had another story, and there's a story of Zacchaeus. And the reason why I added that, and just to touch on it, while Jesus was traveling, he walked by a city called Jericho. Does that city sound familiar, Jericho? It's the same city that Rahab is, rebuilt. And while he's walking there, a tax collector sees him, named Zacchaeus, wee little man. Well, Zacchaeus is a tax collector. Guess how the public saw him? Not well, low, below. How do you think the people saw Rahab as a prostitute? Very low, like not very good. So there's a lot of parallels here. And what does Jesus end up doing with Zacchaeus? He eats with them, parties with them, and welcomes them into the family. Jesus seeks out those and helps bring them part of God's family. So the question becomes, then how do we become part of his family? Well, he believed this so much and cared about this that he died for you and for me, to be able to be a part of God's family. Are we perfect people? No. But because of Jesus, are we perfect with God now? Yes. And we see that whole story, all that coming together, because we see how God picks somebody like Rahab and brings her into family. He can bring you and I together into his family too.